Cartridge! Boom! Howdy, howdy, my name is Good Guy Mike.
And I am Good Guy Zach.
And welcome back to more Back to the Cartridge, Donkey Kong style. So, we are currently trying to save our little annoying chimpanzee friend who is currently trapped and having the time of our lives and talking about real-ass donkey war, but
yeah,
not donkey war.
Donkey war. Oh god.
Alright, so we got our banana. So how do we free this guy? We need to get, okay, let's see. You might need Funky's
to get me out of here. Fucking Puga or something, Jesus.
Oh yeah, there we go. So now we have we've
way ahead of you, small Donkey Kong.
Small, intellectually inferior monkey.
Look at you, weak, pathetic Donkey Kong guy.
Bang bang, bang 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 bang.
Pew, pew, pew.
Scarface. There we go. When do we get to get the mask and hold up a bank?
I think that's on level 2.
Do you think that's level 2?
Yeah, that's level 2. You have to pound like 50 beavers, get the gun, and then you can go rob the bank.
Gotcha,
Yep.
Gotcha.
All right, shoot that. Shoot it. Shoot it.
Shoot those?
Yeah, you got to shoot those. That's how you get them out.
Let's see.
Oh,
And
fuck
then-
yeah, first person shooter. Call of Duty.
What the?
Maybe not.
Maybe? I thought for sure that
Oh,
was,
I think there's
supposed to...
like other ones that you have to shoot throughout the level.
Oh yeah, that would make sense.
I like how the look. Turn around real quick so you can see the side of the gun.
There's
the twig on the gun is your
is
sight.
your sight? Oh
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Also the technology of that is very impressive. Like
Yeah.
the fact that they're able to make a gun that shoots that large of ammo, with that little amount of space. Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
You have to give these monkeys credit for their ingenuity. They are quite crafty monkey craftsmen.
Indeed. So
All right, let's see.
what's that?
And then that's a peanut.
That's for peanuts.
We need to. That's and the peanuts from DK, right?
Yeah. No, from Diddy Kong.
Yeah, Diddy Kong. And then we need to shoot these. Can we shoot this while we're in the water?
I don't remember.
I don't think so. But there's definitely like.
Well, we're gonna die.
There's definitely. How the hell are we supposed to? What the? Oh, okay.
Maybe just shoot it from the shore.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe try it from the shore. We'll figure it out. We'll do it live.
Fuck it.
I mean, I at least I know that there's
that?
like an area. What's what?
What's that? That barrel.
That's the barrel that you jump into, so that you can trade out your Yeah. Oh yeah, you're just supposed to shoot this. There we go.
Pew.
Maybe. Fuck. Oh, maybe we're supposed to shoot it from up there.
Fuck, man.
Otherwise, I have no clue. I think we
Ooh, pound that beaver.
Go pound that beaver.
Bro.
Ah, nothing quite as good as good
Just
beaver
plow
pounding.
it right over.
Oh, apparently we can't pound
Let's
those.
fuck with those guys, man.
Okay, what was I gonna right? And
there.
then pull this
Shoot
out,
that.
shoot up, and so let's see if this actually unlocks. What
Ah!
the fuck? There we go. Okay.
Yeah,
Apparently
see,
we just
so we
gotta
gotta find all
shoot
this.
like 8 times.
Okay.
Okay, and then take that out. Good deal. So let's see, go across to here again, dude. I don't want to brag, but I may be the best best at this game ever.
I mean, we've got it figured out. We'll beat it in like this episode. We're beating the boss.
We're beating the boss in this episode.
Yeah. No, the whole game.
The whole game.
Yeah.
This whole game.
This in one episode. It's gonna be a 40-hour
I
episode.
was gonna say we're all like just haggard and shit by the end of it. We just have full beards and stuff. Something that I was never able to grow.
Where
like
am I?
Yeah, I said, "Are you from the war?" Just can't rejoin normal society afterwards.
Monkey PTSD. Anytime we see a banana. Oh.
Dude, I was watching like this is gonna get like a little bit heavy.
Oh, boy.
And I try not to like. I try and keep things mostly joke orientated, but I feel like information can come in the back of the cartridge.
Yeah, man.
So I was watching.
Wait. Pound that beaver. You gotta plow it. You gotta plow it.
So like I was watching this history thing,
Yeah.
and like some of the PTSD like that some of the soldiers got because in like World War II because like we didn't understand PTSD like now like granted that we still have like leaps and bounds that we need to make.
Yeah.
But we're starting to understand like PTSD a lot better. Okay, can't go and wait in the barrel, tag me out. Yeah, see that's what the barrel's for.
Yeah. WWE, man.
But yeah, so like we understand PTSD a lot better now.
Yeah.
But like back in World War II, like we didn't.
No.
And so like we didn't think it was a thing, and so like they would go into the trenches and just see horrendous shit.
Yeah.
And then like get horrible like PTSD, like where people like so bad, like they would, you know, like this one guy would like quiver at like the sight of like, oh, those are red coins.
Yeah,
that's at the sight of what do you call it? Like an officer's hat, because like he had to kill like a Nazi officer like with his bare hands, and it's just crazy, like,
oh my God,
you know,
crazy.
the extents that the human mind can get like pushed to, you know what I mean?
Well, World War II was really like important in the field of psychology too, because it forced people to deal with the fact that these things happen. And so like before World War II, there was not a lot of like social support for like mental health and mental awareness, and World War II was what inspired that, because the army realized that like suddenly we gotta deal with this is clearly a problem. And so the reason PTSD is such a big issue now is because they started working on it in World War II. They started studying it, and they started bringing like classic clinical psychology into the forefront of like American culture because of World War II.
And it honestly, like, it was like, I know, I mean, you're the big psychology guy.
Yeah.
But I know that like it actually ended up leading towards a lot of like experiments with like conformity and stuff, because people were wondering, you know, like how could these people who were, you know, decent people in day-to-day lives, you know, the German population, stand by as like such atrocities were committed. Yeah. And so I know that like God, what's the guy that did the shock study? Where
there was more than one.
Yeah, but the one where the people were supposedly giving the shocks to the person if he got the answers wrong.
Oh yeah. What is his name? It's totally blank in my mind, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and that's like, so that's, for those of you guys who don't know, that study was
it's Milgram.
Milgram's and basically what it was is these two volunteers would show up, they'd meet each other, and one would be assigned as the test taker, and one would be assigned as the test giver. And so the test giver would ask the person questions, and if the person got it wrong, they would get an electrical shock that was increasing in like the intensity of it. But the thing is, the person didn't realize that the other person who was getting the shocks was an actor. It was all pre-recorded answers and stuff, and it was to see like if the person would give lethal shocks to the person, like when they even stopped responding to the answers. And what was it? It was something like,
it was over 60%.
Yeah,
over 60% of the male participants were willing to go up to a lethal shock dose.
Yeah.
Which is, and the reason that is, it's a really interesting social psych phenomenon, and we're gonna get in. So just to preface this, Mike's a business major. I'm a psychology major. That's what I'm studying in college right now, so I love this stuff. But in social psych, there's a really interesting phenomenon called the foot in the door technique. And the idea is that you ask somebody something very small, like, hey, could you hand me that pen? And then
I think I've heard this before.
Then you increasingly ask them more difficult, complex things, and they'll be more willing to do it because they've already helped you. And that's the phenomenon that's operating in Milgram's study. So you ask them to give like a 5-volt shock, which is, you know, like a shock pen. It doesn't hurt, it just tickles. And they're like, yeah, that's okay, fine, we'll do it. And then they, you know, bump it up to 10, and then 20, and then 30. And by the time you're up to like the lethal dose of around 400 volts, you've been doing it for like 10 or 20 minutes. And so you've rationalized each step. You've rationalized each shock. Well, 20 wasn't that bad, so 30's not going to be that bad. And I mean, eventually you're going to be saying 350 wasn't that bad, so 400's not bad. And that's basically how it did. So that was dark.
That was very dark. I've heard that before, because I saw this like study where these guys went and ask people to, here we go, this is the banana I need. Oh, you need to be Donkey Kong to get bananas? That's stupid. But I heard that same thing, except for it was like with signs. So they asked like the person, they had like this little itty bitty flag sign. They're like, can we put this like up in your yard? And the person was like, yeah. And then they progressively like went back.
They went bigger and bigger.
Bigger and bigger until the person had like, you know, some giant okay, I'm shooting this, there we go. Until they had like almost a billboard in their yard. Yeah. And like the person didn't like really think about it until like the person was like, you know, why do you have this giant billboard in their yard? And then they're like, oh, like I never really thought about it. So I really want to do that to somebody. But that goes back to like, who was it? Was it Roosevelt? It might be. One of the guys one of the presidents, I think it was Roosevelt, talked about how he got people who didn't like him to like him through like a Stockholm syndrome-esque type method where he would do the same thing, where he would ask them for increasingly larger and larger favors.
That was Benjamin Franklin.
Was that Benjamin Franklin?
That's how he gained approval of the French when he was doing talks to try and get them to ally with the U.S. in the Revolutionary War.
Yeah,
he would ask people who didn't like him for favors and just little tiny things, and eventually he would ramp it up to the point where they were like really. They were doing big things for him, and that's another social psych phenomenon. I think that one is... Oh man, I don't remember the name of that one. It's not foot in the door, I don't remember. But basically the idea behind that one is kind of the reverse. So you ask something, I think it's called a bait and switch. No, not bait and switch. You ask them for something very large, like, hey, you should help us fight the most powerful navy in the entire world. And they're like, no, that's ridiculous. And you're like, okay, well, can you give me $5? And that's the thing, because you make it look like you're asking for something ridiculous, and then you ask for something that's not ridiculous, and by doing that, you've made the not ridiculous thing seem even more insignificant compared to the really ridiculous thing.
That's funny, because that's actually I've heard that strategy in business before. Actually,
yep, it's a huge business.
It's a really good business strategy.
It's all psychology, man. And so Ben Franklin was really kind of a genius in that he used both that technique and the foot in the door technique. So he would ask them for, he was there, clearly they knew he was there to get help from whatever stupid thing. Oh boy.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about these guys. And then they do their salute, and then they fall over.
Fucking scrub.
What was I gonna say? But yeah, we're past our time. I kind of wanted to keep talking about that. Maybe I'll talk about it a little bit more, because I have like some tips that people don't really know from like the business world. But yeah, I know.
Gonna learn how to manipulate people and make money.
Oh,
back to the cartridge. Who knew?
Yeah, who knew? Anyways, though, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time on Back to the Cartridge!